What is going on, you guys? It is Justin back here with another video. And in honor of halfway to Halloween, because we are halfway to Halloween, I am going to be doing my top 10 favorite horror movies ever. Starting off with number 10, we have The Conjuring. The Conjuring is one of my favorite horror movies because I love how it follows Ed and Lorraine Warren. They're two of the most interesting people that I know about, and I would love to learn more about them because they're just so interesting people. There is a podcast I listen to. It's called Lights Out. They sometimes go over the cases, and I wish I could just get more. These are people that I would like to eventually study one day. I mean, I know they're both gone, but especially like the movies and stuff like that. The movies make their life look so interesting, and I just think it's cool how. No, I know this is controversial, but I believe in God and everything. And I do believe that they did do the stuff that they did. And I know it's controversial about what they did. Some people think they did it just to get fame, just to get money, and just to make movies like this. But I do believe that they did do what they did to help people. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below, because I know it's very controversial. So, yeah. Coming in at number 9, we have The Saw. Well, not The Saw. Saw. Saw is one of my favorite horror movies because it's just very old, and it was one of the first movies I seen as a kid, which I know that's probably not a good movie to see as a kid, some dude chopping his whole ankle off, but I mean, it's one of the ones that I remember seeing earlier when I was younger. So I actually do own all the Saw movies now, and I'm thinking about rewatching them and reviewing them. So let me know what you guys would think about me doing that down in the comments below. Coming in at number 8, we have Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now, again, like the Conjuring series, I know this movie is very, very controversial because John Carpenter already did something so awesome. But with Rob Zombie's Halloween movie, me personally, this is what I would think a kid that came from that kind of a family would turn out like. Like, the kid has mental problems and stuff like that, and eventually he grows up to be a killer, and he lives with that kind of a family. I believe that story would happen. So, yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Halloween movies. I actually, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I actually prefer this over the 1978 one. Coming in at number 7, we have Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Again, a movie I was introduced to very young. I remember coming home from my aunt's. My dad was watching it, and I was like, you know what? Well, I'll watch it too. So, yeah. This movie is very funny. It's not even really that scary. I've tried getting my siblings to sit down and watch it, but they obviously don't like it. But I just think it's funny. Probably one of the funniest horror movies to me. I said funny like 3 times, so I'm going to put a funny counter on there. But, yeah. If you want a fun and awesome horror movie to watch, not even really like a horror movie, a horror comedy, this is it for you. Killer Clowns from Outer Space coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we have Evil Dead Rise. This one just came out this year, and this is one of my favorite Evil Dead movies ever. Now, if we were talking TV shows, I definitely would have put Ash vs. Evil Dead on here because that's one of my favorite TV shows ever. But Evil Dead Rise had horror in it, it had comedy in it, had dark humor in it. It had almost everything you could ask for in an Evil Dead movie, which I really appreciated. And I liked how they took the chance to do something new at the end. So, yeah, Evil Dead Rise coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have Scream. Now, believe it or not, I just watched the first Scream about 2 years ago for the first time, and I loved it. My favorite character in it is Stu, just because he reminds me a lot of myself, which, I mean, I don't know. It's just the way we act, and he's just very funny. The part that got me hooked on him is when he answers the phone to Sydney, and she says she calls the police, and he says his mom and dad are going to be so mad at him. So, yeah, that's the part that made him my favorite. He's just very funny. So, now, coming in at number 4, I believe, we have The Curse of Chucky. Curse of Chucky absolutely scared me when I was younger. Chucky had already scared me, but then we had Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, and those just took a turn to be funny, which those are actually some of my favorites too, but they didn't make the list. But, yeah, Curse of Chucky brought back the horror to the franchise. And honestly, Chucky is one of my favorite franchises instead of Evil Dead and Halloween, so it's like the third one. But, yeah, Curse of Chucky, kind of like Evil Dead. Dark humor, very scary, awesome kills. Just a great movie all around. Now, coming in at number 3, I believe, we have Halloween 2018. One of my favorite Halloween sequels ever. I love the plot where Laurie Strode, she's lived her life hiding from Michael Myers all of these years. She's barricaded her house. She's ready. She knows he's going to come back. Nobody believes her. Then eventually when he does come back, she's ready and she could put up a fight with him. And the whole movie is just awesome and I love it. One of my favorite Halloween sequels ever, Halloween 2018. Coming in at number 2, we have the first Terrifier. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Terrifier 2, but the first Terrifier is what got me hooked on it. And let me tell you something, I have never been so scared watching a movie. This movie came out in 2016, so in 2016, I believe I was maybe 14, and I watched this movie while everybody in my house was sleeping. I had nothing to do. So I turned on Netflix, looked for a scary movie, and Terrifier was on there. And let me tell you, this movie got me hooked. The scariest scene was the part where he saws the girl down the middle. And especially the part where he's on the bike, the small trike, and he's honking his horn. David Howard Thornton does an amazing job as Art the Clown, and I can't wait to see him in Terrifier 3. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have the 2017 It movie. 2017 It movie is the movie that got me back into horror when horror was dead. 2017 It, kind of like all the other movies I just named off, had humor, it was scary, had great jump scares, and that's everything I love in a movie. And it's like every movie I've seen since, I try to get that same high that I've seen in this movie, but I can't seem to get it. But yeah, 2017, It is my favorite horror movie ever. In my updated collection tour that I'm going to be doing soon, you'll see I have a bunch of Pennywise stuff. So yeah, those were my top 10 favorite movies for halfway to Halloween. Let me know your guys' top 10 favorite horror movies down in the comments below. Hope you guys have a good one, and peace out.